So even if you had, so that's example number 1. Let's look at example number 2. If I told you the 5th root of x to the power 6, would that be x to the power 5 over 6, or would it be x to the power 6 over 5? We said inside power divided by outside root, so it's x to the power 6 over 5. The most commonly used one is just square root of x. Now square root of x, we know that the power inside here is 1, and because it's square root, it's 2. So this here would be x to the power 1 over 2, x to the power half. Not x squared, because x squared and the square root of x is not the same thing. So the square root of x would be then, to remove the third, would just be x to the power half. And you know with your rules of exponents that you can never leave your answer with a negative exponent. So your answer, so let's just make this rule box a little bigger. Your answer will always be with positive powers. You got to leave your answer with a positive power. So even if you get a negative power at the end, you'll have to convert it and make sure that your answer has got a positive power. So let's just quickly go through the rules. When you multiply and bases are the same, we add the powers. When you divide and bases are the same, we subtract the powers. When we raise a power to another power, we multiply the powers. Any base to the power 0 is 1. When we are removing a third sign, we take the inside base and we say the inside power divided by the outside root. Inside power divided by outside root. And you always got to leave your answer with positive powers. So let's get started. I'm going to start you off with some basic ones, and we're going to be moving up to some very hectic ones. So let's start off with the basic one, example number 1. Right. I know you guys are now getting irritated on that side. You say, come on, Mr. K, get on with the show. Let's get started with the problem. Okay, we've got, let's start off with the basic one, 1 over 8 to the power 1 over 3. Now what did I say? That's the question. Where are you going to start answering? Okay, what did I say? We always got to use prime basis. Now the number 8, is the number 8 a prime number? Do you guys know what is the opposite? Let's see, test your knowledge. What is the opposite of, or the complement of the word prime? If a number is not prime, what must it be? Do you remember that from grade 8? Composite. Composite means it has many factors. Prime means it has only 2 factors. So the number 8 is a composite number. It's got more than one factor. 1, 2, 4 and 8 goes into 8. So it's a composite number, not a prime. We need to get it to prime. We need to get it to the base 2. So this is going to be 1 over 2 to the power. Now the number 8, we know by now it's 2 to the power what? 2 to the power 3. Good. 2 to the power 3 to the power a third. We know now to raise a power to a power, 1 to the power a third is still 1 over 2 to the power. We raising a power to another power. Watch here, guys. We raising a power to another power. What do? We multiply. So 3 times a third. I'm just going to write it in. In the exam, you don't need to write it in. You can just use your calculator or you can do it mentally. So I'm just going to write it in. 3, there's your 3, times a third. Because we're raising a power. Now we know 1 to the power a third is still 1. 1 to any power is still 1. This is equal to 1 over 2 to the power. 3 times a third is 1, and 1 over 2 is a half. And there we go, boys and girls. Quite easily done. That's your final answer. You'll get 2 to 3 marks. Now obviously in grade 11 and 12, you won't be getting this as an independent question on its own. This will always be integrated in other questions. But it's a process that you need to understand. Okay? So here we go. 1 over 8 to the power a third. Let's go, let's pick up the pace and let's go on to some more, a few more hectic problems. So now that you've got this one down, please remember something, just a point for you. Try and write your fractions over 2 lines. Don't try and squeeze it into 1 line. Remember, put your numerator on 1 line, divided by, put your denominator. The bigger you write, the better it is for you to understand in the exam. Okay? Let's go. Remember, I'm going purely into application. We're not going in order of the questions. We're not doing the multiplication problem alone. We're not doing the division problem alone. We are going through it all together. So let's take the next example here. and we say, let's take the cube root of 2 over 3 to the power negative 2. Now we all know in a problem like this we need to remove the surd sign first. We need to remove the surd sign, and to remove the surd sign, there's the rule. Okay, so now we're going to be cutting for an ad break. Now let's see whether you can apply these rules in order to solve this problem. Right, you've got 3 minutes. When we get back from the ad break, I will give you the solution. Stay tuned.